Namaskar. In today's edition of Right Angle, I would like to discuss something about the political alliances in the country. As you know, elections are nearing. This year there will be 3-4 elections in the states, and next year there are going to be general elections. Every political party now is trying to find many friends, to keep the old friends or make some new friends. And then of course in this scenario of coalition building, if I may use that phrase, the thing that comes to one's notice the most is the recent happenings in Maharashtra. As you know, the standard political reporting in the wake of the split in the Nationalist Congress Party is that the Bharatiya Janata Party is the biggest gainer, and its coalition government with Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena faction and now Ajit Pawar-led NCP faction is much stronger. The standard argument is that this arrangement will obviously help BJP when the country goes for the national elections, scheduled to be held next year. In fact, critics say that by engineering these splits, first in Shiv Sena and now in the NCP, the BJP is weakening the opposition and strengthening itself. As a student of Indian politics, let me tell you that at first glance, if you look at it from the surface level, then this above theory sounds logical. But on a closer scrutiny, the reality is that it is the BJP which is the loser in the long run, and the BJP's allies gain the most whenever they form an alliance with the BJP. History shows that unlike the BJP, which always stood by what is called the coalition dharma and sacrificed its own interest, the allies have in most of the cases been the betrayers. Let's take the case of Maharashtra. Shiv Sena has been BJP's oldest ally. In the year 1995, the two formed a coalition government, but the BJP was always forced to remain a junior partner. The party simply could not grow. However, when Modi came and in 2014, it was impossible for the BJP to accept the rigid supremacy of the Shiv Sena because they wanted 2/3 seats and BJP 1/3. The BJP decided to contest the elections alone and proved that BJP is the largest political force in Maharashtra that sends the second largest number of members of Lok Sabha after Uttar Pradesh, and as you know, whose Mumbai happens to be the country's financial capital. In the 288 member assembly, BJP in 2000 got 122 seats as against Sena's 63, and yet, and mind you, and mark please this, and yet the large-hearted BJP invited the Sena to join the government under the leadership of Devendra Fadnavis, though that time Mr. Sharad Pawar-led NCP had offered unconditional support to the BJP to form the government. Similarly, in 2019, it was the good work done by Fadnavis as the chief minister and the immense popularity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi that were behind Sena bagging as many as 18 Lok Sabha seats and later 56 assembly seats when the state assembly elections were held. And it was said that out of these 56 seats that Sena won, at least 40 were won because of the campaigning by none other than Modi in those constituencies or the adjoining ones. And yet, as you know, the Sena ditched the BJP soon after the election results were out. It demanded that a party with 56 would be, having the chief minister, and BJP, having still got the 105 seats, will be playing a second fiddle. And this betrayal by the Sena, because Sena went over to NCP and Congress, they formed this what he called the MBA government. So the point is that this betrayal, because of this betrayal, that means the BJP was betrayed, Sena was able to lead the facilitated rather Sena to lead and government, as I said, the MBA government there in Maharashtra. As I was telling, this betrayal by the Shiv Sena of the BJP is something which many political pundits say that had BJP were to have contested on its own in the assembly elections in 2019, the party would have won around 120 seats. Then no coalition without BJP could have been formed towards a stable government. Also, had the BJP contested alone, Shiv Sena even would not have crossed. As I told you, the Prime Minister Modi campaigned vigorously for at least in 40 seats of that Shiv Sena that it got. And if BJP would have contested alone, one doubts whether Shiv Sena would have got more than 40 seats. So thus, by aligning with Sena in 2019 assembly election, the BJP in retrospect could be said to have committed a big blunder. So let me repeat again, it is nothing less than a blunder on the part of BJP to have really placated Sena and ultimately Sena again ditched. Of course, the Sena led the MBA, what is that called? MBA government, Maha Vikas, something I exactly don't remember. I can't recall exactly, sorry. The MBA government fell because of inner contradictions, most of which was ideological incompatibility, and 40 odd of the Sena members under Shinde left. Similarly, now under Mr. Ajit Pawar's leadership, the bulk of the NCP MLAs, they say 30 odd, I think they say 32, 33 people have left, and further weaken the MVA coalition. But that is the point I would like to highlight and bring your attention to. How the decisions of first Shinde and now Power have helped the BJP, the largest political party with 105 MLAs and another independent MLA supporters. You see, Shinde with 40 MLAs is the chief minister, and Ajit Pawar with 30 odd MLA is deputy chief minister. In fact, Ajit Pawar just has declared, so Shinde with 40 MLAs is the chief minister of Maharashtra, and Pawar with 30 odd MLAs is the deputy chief minister. In fact, the other day, Ajit Pawar openly declared that it is high time he became the chief minister of the state. But just look at poor Fadnavis, the former chief minister for 5 years and the leader of the largest party, has been downgraded to be a deputy chief minister. Imagine the future limitations of BJP with these coalition partners, let alone its share of ministers in the Shinde-led cabinet. Will the BJP be able even to contest in 100 constituencies for MLA after sharing the seats with Shiv Sena and this Ajit Pawar led in the NCP next year when the assembly elections are held? Similarly, how will BJP distribute the seats for the Lok Sabha? So, in my opinion, viewed from any angle, it is the BJP which has to sacrifice more and more. And if that is the case actually, I will not be surprised if Maharashtra will witness, I am saying maybe it will not happen, but if it happens, I will not be surprised if Maharashtra will witness another split, and this time it is the BJP which will see mass exodus of its members and veterans who have toiled so hard for making BJP the number one party in Maharashtra. If Sena and NCP could split, the BJP also may split, and it will not remain immune to this trend. But then, as I said, when one talks of BJP and BJP as an alliance partner, it is not only in Maharashtra that the party has witnessed betrayals despite its sacrifices. Take the case of Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, who has stabbed BJP twice, and now I hear news that he is trying to come back again to BJP and join NDA. I do not know the authenticity of these reports, but the fact remains, in 2020, Nitish Kumar had dissed the party BJP. His JDU and BJP, as you know, together had got the popular mandate for a period of 5 years. After 2 years, that means last year, 22, he left the alliance. The same way he had rejoined the alliance in 2017 after assuming power in alliance with Rashtriya Janata Dal and Congress in 2015. In fact, contrary to popular perception that Nitish's coming to BJP in 2017 helped the BJP in 2019 general election, the fact is that it actually, that means Nitish Kumar's rejoining the BJP-led alliance actually arrested the onward march of the BJP, thereby impacting BJP's long-term prospects in Bihar. BJP, or for that matter the NDA, did lose of course in 2015 assembly elections in Bihar, when Nitish Kumar had parted ways. But despite being the loser, the BJP had, as a matter of fact, emerged as the largest political party in Bihar. Let's go by some hard facts. On a single party basis, the BJP had managed around 24, why around exactly, if you go by Election Commission data, 24.8%, which was higher than 18.5% vote share of Lalu Prasad, that is RJD, and 16.7% of Nitish's Janata Dal. The Election Commission data shows that BJP got over 91.5 lakh votes on a consolidated basis, followed by RJD's 67.9 lakhs and about 62 lakhs for JDU. Imagine 97, 98 and 62. So the point is that Indian Congress, even for that matter, I'll add this point, which fought the election as a part of the Grand Alliance then in 2015 with Lalu and Nitish, could manage a vote share of just 6.7%. So, see what had happened in 2014 general elections. That time again Nitish was not there with BJP. The NDA had swept the polls in Bihar by securing 38.8% votes. It had won 31 of the 40 Lok Sabha seats. But in the 2015 assembly elections, the NDA managed 34% votes, and given the well-known fact that there will always be a difference between a general election and the assembly polls, the NDA's overall vote base in Bihar was more or less fine. And if BJP could not form the government, it is because Nitish and Lalu, who had fought separately in the general elections, that is they had fought separately in 2014 general elections. But in 15 assembly elections, they joined hands, and arithmetically they are BJP, and that alliance was bound to prevail over. So obviously, when Lalu and Nitish joined hand together, and arithmetically they really were together, the number was more, and BJP was bound to lose despite Modi, charisma. And that was exactly what happened. However, the point remains, I think that is the point I made. Even in victory in 2015, Nitish Kumar had suffered a great defeat. In fact, I always have argued, that time also I had argued that Nitish was the biggest loser in the 2015 assembly elections. Because before that, for 11 years, he was the undisputed numero one or the number one leader of Bihar. But not after 2015. He might have remained the chief minister, but he was no longer the number one, with Lalu Prasad Yadav and RJD emerging as the single largest party in the so-called Mahagathbandhan. So, in that sense, by returning to BJP and then contesting the elections, by returning means, I must tell you that Nitish Kumar had left BJP and had ended a 17-year-old alliance with the BJP in 2013, just because then Narendra Modi, the chief minister of Gujarat, was appointed the chairman of BJP's Lok Sabha election campaign committee. I mean, that gave the clear indication that he was BJP's prime ministerial candidate, and Nitish said that a communal person cannot come, so he left the NDA and then remained fought separately till he joined hands with Nitish. So 2013 he had left BJP, but in 2017 he came back, and when he came back, as I was telling you, in 2019, when the elections were held for the Lok Sabha, he recovered all his losses. On the contrary, what did BJP gain? BJP had to make actually compromises and cede space to Nitish Kumar and JDU. Take for instance, as I was telling you, the 2014 Lok Sabha polls. And that time BJP got 22 MPs from Bihar. But Nitish returned, and under alliance with BJP, I think when this thing happened, this also should be remembered. When BJP contested alone and proved that it is the number one political party in Bihar, one should remember that as long as it was the junior partner of Nitish and their alliance was on, that means between 2004 and 2013 or 14, let's put it this way, because elections were held to the BJP was only allowed to contest 15 seats, but this time they contested alone and got more than 20 seats. So now let's see what happened during, as I said, Lok Sabha polls, because Nitish had only 2 seats in 2014 when he contested alone, or his JDU contested alone. Nitish's JDU had only 2 Lok Sabha MPs. But in 2019 elections, it was given 17 seats to contest, of which it won 16. And BJP, which had the 22 seats in the 2014, sacrificed 5 seats to contest also 17 seats, because JDU said that we will contest the same number of seats, there will be parity. When if we contest 17, you contest also 17. So out of 17, Nitish won 16 and BJP of course won all the 17. But you see, in the process, BJP made a sacrifice of 5 seats. Obviously, the BJP was the loser. Uh, I think it is perhaps underplayed that Nitish Kumar has always risen high in the company of BJP and not the other way around. Let me remind you all that Nitish became the Chief Minister of Bihar for the first time in the year 2000, though for exactly a week. I think it was 3rd March 2000 to 10th March 2000. That time Mr. Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, and he had sent Nitish Kumar. Nitish then was a minister in the Union Cabinet. He said that you go and have a chance, take a chance to form a NDA government in Bihar. And imagine, that time BJP had 39 seats in the Bihar Assembly, whereas Nitish Kumar's party, that is then it was Samta or JDU, I think in 2000 it was JDU, Samta party had become a JDU, had only 18 seats. And even in the 1999 general elections, the Lok Sabha, BJP had the 23 Lok Sabha seats from the then undivided Bihar. Bihar was not divided exactly in 1999, whereas JDU had only 8. In the 1998 general election, BJP had 19 Lok Sabha MPs, but in 1918 it was not JDU, the party was Samata, and Samata party had only 10. So 1910, so BJP was obviously the bigger party. The point that I am making is this, that despite the fact that Nitish has been much behind in terms of share of support base, the BJP leadership has always promoted him, and to such an extent that after he became Chief Minister with a comfortable majority in 2005 in alliance with BJP, after he became the Chief Minister, he really took away the space of BJP and made it a very junior partner in every sense of the term. In other words, until 2005, the BJP was the largest constituent in Bihar. But then the Vajpayee Advani leadership of the BJP was under their leadership then, they promoted Nitish Kumar to such an extent that the younger brother, which was JDU in Bihar, now became the elder brother, and BJP from becoming the elder brother was made the younger brother. And as I say, as an observer of Indian politics, one has to admit that contrary to common perception, BJP or its previous incarnation of Janasangha, they always have been an honest and accommodative partner in the game of alliance politics. But this gesture of the party has rarely been reciprocated. I may remind you that when the then Janata Party in 1977 came with a huge number and they defeated the then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi soon after the lifting of the emergency, the BJP, the then Janasangh was the largest bloc in the Janata Party. But the largest bloc of the Janata Party was the former Janasangh Balas. But do you know how many ministers they had? They just had 3 ministers. Whereas in a party having much smaller thing had got 5 or 10, including of Congress, and Morarji Desai became the Prime Minister. So the point that I am making is this, that despite forming the largest bloc of the Janata Party after the 1977 election, BJP really was treated badly in the Morarji Desai's cabinet. Similarly, I'm giving other instances. BJP had an alliance with Bahujan Samaj Party once in Uttar Pradesh. In fact, I'll remind you this fact that BSP chief Mayawati became Uttar Pradesh's first Dalit chief minister in 1995 with the support of the BJP. But 2 years later, she stabbed BJP because that time the understanding was that the chief ministership will be on a rotational basis. The first 2.5 years you hold the position and the next 2.5 years you will give to the BJP. But she did not keep her commitment of rotation to cede the chief ministership to the BJP. I'll give other instances. Take the case of 1998 general election to the Lok Sabha. In Odisha, its tallest leader in the Biju Patnaik had died. And there was only one person, because personally I can vouch that fact because I had gone to Odisha to cover that 1998 general elections. I was then associated with some other news establishment. And that time, after Biju Patnaik's death, if any leader the people Odisha were talking of, they were talking of Vajpayee. And yet, the BJP willingly became a junior partner to the newly formed Biju Janata Dal led by Navin Patnaik, who incidentally was a cabinet minister here. He said that I am going to form a party. And he formed that Janata Dal, and BJP, easily could have become the number one party then there because of the Vajpayee's charisma, but they ceded that space to Navin Patnaik. And of course, there was an alliance between the BJP and BJD, but which after 9-10 years again, the BJD stabbed BJP and came out of the NDA, and that still continues to be the situation today, though they say that Modi has gotten excellent equations with Mr. Navin Patnaik. That's a different matter. Take even the case of Punjab for that matter. Akalis and BJP have been very close allies. But who left the company, the alliance? It is the Akalis who left the BJP under the dubious ground of the farm laws. Though BJP had gone always out of its way to accommodate the Akalis, including cabinet posts in the Central Council of Ministers, though Akalis didn't have that many numbers of MPs from Punjab. Same has been the case of BJP's experience with Telugu Desam party led by Chandrababu Naidu in Andhra Pradesh. In fact, but for the Mr. Naidu, they lost that elections in 2004 because it is he who pressurized, and then Mr. Advani agreed to advance the general election in 2004 by 7-8 months, and what happened later everybody knows, they lost. So the point is, what happened to Chandrababu Naidu? They were with Modi, but they again left the NDA. That they subsequently lost is a different matter. But before that, when TDP left the NDA alliance, that time Chandrababu Naidu was very much the chief minister of Andhra Pradesh. So why I have brought all these instances to you people is this, that I want to make only one point, and it is a very dispassionate, it is not being, I just have narrated you some facts, and the conclusion obviously will be yours. It is not my partisan conclusion, it is actually a very dispassionate conclusion, and that is the fact that BJP has always given great importance to its allies, and more importantly, it has been a very, very loyal ally. In fact, if one will be writing a history of this alliance politics or coalition politics in India, then one would have no other conclusion than this, that BJP is the most loyal partner in as I said, in the history of political alliances in independent India. Thank you very much.